Hello, today I am going to talk about this fabulous game Among Us, and I want to teach you some keywords, their meaning, and also what is Among Us and how do you play, why the sudden boost in popularity, how many people can play Among Us together, how do you play the game, who are crewmate and imposter through the game. Then, what are slang words and their meaning in Among Us? First of all, what is Among Us and how do you play? Among Us is an online multiplayer social deduction game similar to Mafia or Werewolf. Among Us is a charming murder mystery game aboard a spaceship, means that it is on a spaceship, where you play as either a crewmate attempting to survive or a crafty, means clever in usually dishonest way, murderer trying to sneakily done in secret, a slaughter means violent killing a large number, the crew. When you begin a game of Among Us, you and your crewmates will be assigned means to give duty numerous tasks to complete. Complete them quickly to make sure there is nothing distracting your team if the imposter can thin your numbers. If you're doing tasks, each one can be used as an alibi. When somebody is inevitably means surely slain means killed by the imposter. The imposter cannot complete tasks if you're close to somebody who's seemingly completing a task. Make sure to watch the taskbar in the upper left corner. If the taskbar doesn't increase after somebody walks away from a task, they're probably the imposter. Why is Among Us so popular all of a sudden? The young fans of online influencers weren't just watching Among Us streams, they began playing the game too. They're playing it in droves thanks to a few key things: free mobile apps, extremely low PC systems requirements that make it one of the best laptop games. Let me explain that last one first. A big part of Among Us's success is simply that Mafia is a fun, endlessly playable game. It scales well to big groups. Trying to decide who to trust is always tense. Getting away with murder and turning the whole team against an innocent player is always a thrill. Also, it is simple enough to work on both PCs and smartphones with just a few basic buttons for input. You can even make do without a keyboard, and it'll run on basically any PC dating back to 2010. How many people can play Among Us together? Next, how do you play the game? The basic overview of Among Us is simple. A crew of 10, usually 10 players, are at the location doing tasks while 1 or 3 imposters, usually 2, are doing everything they can to sabotage their efforts to kill them all. The game ends in one of 4 ways. Sabotage means the act of destroying or damaging something. All imposters are dead, crew win. All tasks are completed, crew win. There are an equal number of crew and imposters. Imposter win. The crew failed to stop a catastrophic sabotage means imposter win. Games can be longer or shorter based on the number of players, their skills, and the options selected by the play group. When a game starts, you will be assigned a role either as a crew or imposters, and your goals and how you achieve them will change based on that. who are crewmate and imposter. Among Us takes place on a spaceship in outer space. There are two teams, the imposters and the crewmates. There can be a total of 10 players in an online game, with up to 3 imposters. The imposter's objective is to eliminate players and sabotage using either aggressive, defensive, or passive tactics before the crewmates complete all of their tasks or discover everyone's true identity. The crewmates' objectives is to complete all of their tasks while figuring out who the imposter is. What are slang words and their meaning in Among Us? The first one is sus, is shortening of the word suspect or suspicious. Suspect means not able to trust. Suspicious means feeling that something is wrong. It is gone to accusation for when one player believes another might be or is the imposter. Alternatively, imposters can use it to divert attention away from themselves and towards an unsuspecting, innocent crewmate. The second one is AFK. One player will often throw out its term AFK. AFK is acronym for the phrase away from keyboard. Ones who don't play on keyboards whenever they need to leave the screen for a moment or two. As a result, the Among Us is all about discussion, so effectively or deceptively communicating with other crewmates is integral to both surviving and winning games. In this game, words are often omitted to keep things moving as smoothly as possible. Thank you for watching.